because it's predictions week.
And we
don't want to let the Cleveland Browns ruin the fun.
Yeah. Don't get any Brown stuff over our predictions.
That will be predictions week. So we already did the NFC North. I don't want to belabor that. We both, I think, are in agreement that we believe that the Lions are going to prevail in the division.
Yep.
I think Green Bay is probably the second best team in the division.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Yep. Let's work our way through the NFC though.
Okay.
Let's start with the NFC East.
Okay.
Because, and spoiler alert, the way that I basically judge who the best team in the division is it's the best head coach and quarterback combination. That's typically how I like to make the judgment. Now, I will admit that in some divisions that's clearer than in some others. But who you got in the NFC East?
I mean,
we probably are in agreement.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles.
I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Eagles. Okay. I mean,
I like the young Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do, but
I mean, you look at the defending champs. They had a good draft.
Outstanding.
So I mean, again, I guess they're probably keeping an eye on the Lane Johnson situation.
Yep.
But I mean, outside of that, you think, I'm confident that Jalen Hurts makes the proper adjustments. He seems like, the guy that's,
right,
with continuous improvement.
I concur. And people are like, well, Saquon could take a step back. I'm like, what's a step back? 1,700 yards rushing? I'm like, that's still pretty darn outstanding.
From breaking the all-time season rushing record. So,
I'm like, so a step back is still like probably leading the league in rushing, maybe top 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
a step back is A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith getting busy on that ass. Okay.
I agree. I'm like, and yes, they lost. I understand they lost some personnel on defense. They lost Milton Williams and some of the other key contributors, but they still have, really excellent, Jalen Carter is outstanding. They still have many
young DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean. I mean, they just, I'm with you. As much as I like the Commanders, as much as I like Jaden Daniels, I do think there'll be a step back. I think when I looked, they had 7 games decided by one score or less. 7 wins decided by one score or less.
Oh yeah, Jaden Daniels was pulling miracles out.
Yeah, so I'm like, there's going to be a little bit of a regression there, and I expect the Eagles to still have a chip on their shoulder. A lot of people are, Jalen Hurts is being disrespected all over the place, and I think they're taking that personally. So yeah, I agree. I think I figured we would be in agreement on the NFC East. And then, the only thing, so let me ask you this, man, just to throw it, who's the worst team in the division?
This was tough, honestly.
That part.
Look, honestly, when I was thinking about this, I was like, it may stack up the same, but I'm talking, this could come down to like a half game or a game.
I agree.
And that's,
it's closer than you think.
Yeah, like I do have the Giants finishing last in that division.
I do too. We're in agreement on that.
But it's like not by a lot.
Listen, let me tell you something. Because there's a couple of things that are up in the air. There's Micah Parsons' contract situation. The Dallas team, I mean, there's some statistics out there that I won't bore you with, but they're a different defense without Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah.
And even at this point, even if they get it done tonight, he hasn't he's had a back injury. He's basically holding in. I don't know how serious I don't know that it's not serious, but I don't know how serious the back injury is. But he hasn't really practiced. He's not going to be in game 1 ready shape anyway.
And in that division, you can't take a week off.
Yeah, I mean, listen. But in fairness, to Jerry Jones, if I'm going to be fair to Jerry Jones, they're going to get curb stomped in week 1 anyway. it might even be better to just let him sit out week 1 because, no disrespect, the Eagles on ring night.
Yeah, that ain't the week to bring him back.
In Philadelphia, you might as well go on and chalk that. Y'all 0-1. The Dallas Cowboys are 0-1 for anybody who's wondering. You can go on and pencil in that one loss unless something miraculous happens.
Right.
So, and on the other hand, I'm like, listen, man, if they can find a way to get Jackson Dart in there, I have no faith in Russell Wilson.
Right.
But
Jameis.
Famous Jameis.
Well, Jameis, man.
The galvanizer.
He's a good stopgap.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he could make some plays. But no, listen, and I'm like, the Giants could be sneaky, man. Brian Dable is desperate. I think he's desperate for his job. They could actually sneak up on some people. I don't expect them to do anything
because the defense is solid.
I agree. I'm like, the defense is sneaky good. That defensive front is tough. So again, listen, Dallas better get serious because they could end up being last in that division, man.
That would be so bad. That'd be so bad.
So let's go to the NFC South, man.
Okay.
And then after we finish the NFC, I'm gonna give you a couple of futures bets that I laid.
Okay.
And in case people want to drop that and make some money. Yeah. But the NFC South, we probably agree on this one too. But I'll take who's your pick to win the NFC South?
Oh yeah, I got Baker and the boys.
Me too. I got Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Falcons will make some noise.
I do too.
I think they will make some noise.
I do too. I like Michael Penix. I like he got 3 starts to finish the year last year. He performed well.
Yeah.
They were all shootouts and I think they lost a couple of them. But he performed very well. And I expect him to do very well this year. But I agree. That's Tampa's because I like Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
Because the one issue that Tampa was going to have is that Chris Godwin is not going to be ready for the beginning of the year, but Emeka Egbuka looks electric. So him and Mike Evans, I like that duo already.
Man.
And then when you bring Chris Godwin back and put him in the mix, that's a nice receiving trio.
Baker
right
might
there.
Throw for 5,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For real,
he gonna cook this year.
And that's the thing. To your point, it's like can Atlanta? I mean, they can put up the points, but like they can't stop a toilet with a bag of cement.
No, but I remember last year that they had a shootout with Atlanta last year. Yeah. Remember, Kurt threw for like over 500 yards. Yeah. So, those might be some fun games.
No, for sure.
Those Atlanta might be some nice player prop parlay games, man,
yes,
to get in on. But, we'll talk about that.
And then, the bottom, just to.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's the worst team in that division?
Oh, God, the Aints.
Is it the Saints?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Okay. You think Carolina take a little step?
What they just named Spencer Rattler the starting quarterback. Like, what more needs to be said? They don't have a quarterback. Like they don't have one. And you got Shador dance. You got Shador out here getting shucked and jived in Cleveland, and y'all named Spencer Rattler. Y'all starting quarterback with Tyler Shaw as the backup. Man, quit this,
man.
But
when they drafted him, I was like, "So what's going on?"
Whatever comes your way, New Orleans.
That's when you knew it was collusion.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like seriously, that's your depth chart.
Exactly. Spencer Rattler.
Joke. But that is a joke. And I do have Carolina finishing above them. And I'm rooting for
Bryce Young.
Yeah. I am rooting for Bryce Young.
I like Bryce. Yep, I do too. Okay. So NFC West. Now this one is a little more tricky when you talking
could
about
be fluid.
Yep. So, like I prefaced it. It's the coach and the quarterback combination, right? Mm-hmm. This one is a little bit more complicated. Now, I do still think that the best coach-quarterback combination is McVay and Stafford. But this is a lot closer because Brock Purdy and Shanahan have had a lot of success together. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as if this is a runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And Stafford with the back injury.
Yep.
And I think they're going to start the season without Alaric Jackson.
Yep.
Shout out to Renaissance High School.
Well,
the big fella. So, you know, I don't worry about Stafford's toughness or his ability. I do worry about his health at 37 years old.
Yeah, I mean, it's
he on the wrong side of 35.
Yeah.
He getting closer to 40. And he's been beat, you know, he had those back issues in Detroit.
That man gave you what, 12 years here, and took some beatings, and Matt was a tough dude.
Yeah, those microfractures have been plaguing him since here.
Yeah, he toughed it out a lot of
seasons.
So,
you know, I worry about his health. That said, I still got the Rams winning the division in a close division race.
Okay.
But what say you?
Well, I actually have the 49ers winning the division.
That's not a bad pick.
I do. And really my main concern is Matt Stafford's back.
I agree.
I just think, you know, he could be diving on the ground for a fumbled snap exchange, and if he misses any, you know, extended time.
You don't believe in Jimmy G?
I mean, man, God bless Jimmy G.
Listen,
you know?
man, I told you, I'm not even kidding. If I was the Rams, I would have been making calls on Shedeur.
No, that was I think you were on the money with that.
Yeah, I would have been making calls on Shedeur, man. Shedeur
with Sean McVay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shedeur over there I'm telling you, don't sleep. You know what? To your point though about San Fran, and I almost picked them because I'm like, you know what? When Christian McCaffrey is in the lineup, they 27-10. But I'm always concerned about his health too.
Yep.
That was the other reason that I'm like, I vacillate. And to me, running back is a much more dubious position for health.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a lot more susceptible to injury, I think, than Stafford would be. Is the only reason that I lean toward the Rams, because the hopes of both teams is resting on Stafford for the Rams, McCaffrey for the 49ers, and McCaffrey is going to be in harm's way a lot more. That's the only reason that I lean toward the Rams. But if McCaffrey stays upright, I think your prediction will be more correct than mine, because when he plays, the 49ers are a different team. I don't care about Ayuk. I don't care about none of them receivers on the outside. That team,
run CMC.
Exactly. Yeah, like they rise and fall based upon his availability and what because he's a touchdown machine. He can catch it, he can run it. He changes the entire way that the defense has to react to them. So I feel like if they have him available for all 17 games, then I think that, you know, that could change. That changes that division entirely.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about the Arizona Cardinals? Because I spent a lot of time thinking about them and where they fall, and I think they're I think they have like a 3-game swing either way.
Let me tell you, Kyler Murray's going to have to prove to me that he can be good for more than 8 games.
That's fair.
Like, he fades down the stretch, but
100%.
There's a lot to like about Arizona. For as much as everybody talks about Travis Hunter, and they should, because he's a tremendous, tremendous player. We talked about this before, and we don't have to belabor it. I think he's a defensive back. I think he's an all-pro corner. He might be a Pro Bowl wide receiver. I would play him at corner. But Will Johnson from the University of Michigan,
national champion Will Johnson,
is going to be heard from.
Yes.
In Arizona. You know, like I like him over there. And I think that Arizona, you know, they kind of have a sneaky, decent defense every year.
Every year.
And adding,
they just can't put it together for the whole dance.
That's what I'm like. Yeah. If Kyler Murray, he's going to have to show me he can be good for more than 8 games. He can lock in for an entire 17-game season. But no, like Arizona is one of those teams that could be a sleeper. You know, like they could end up being very good. Like the Arizona is weird. Like they could win 12 games, and it wouldn't surprise me if they won 7 games.
Right.
Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
That's why
like,
I feel like that 3-game.
Yeah, nothing would surprise.
swing.
Yeah, nothing would surprise me about them. But yeah, it's a lot to like about them. Like, you know, Marvin Harrison Jr., you know, he's just kind of a sleeper, kind of going along, and people not talking about him.
But at your own peril.
I expect him to have a big breakout year. Like he's uber talented.
Yeah.
There's nothing that kid cannot do on a football field. So at that receiver position, I think that you're right. I think that they could end up, being a sleeper in the division, and in a team that since we're talking about the NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Seattle. A lot of people are talking. They're very bullish on Seattle.
Mm-hmm. So they believe in Sam Darnold, is what you're saying.
I mean, I think they believe in that program. I believe the whole Mike McDonald. They've made some upgrades on defense, and he's a defensive guy. I just don't see it on offense, and I wonder if Cooper Kupp can stay healthy.
Yeah,
I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's obviously got all the talent and all the tools, but he's going to be stepping into that number one receiver slot, with Sam Darnold being the quarterback. I'm not sure that, that's going to all mesh all at once. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be an adjustment period, in other words.
Yes.
The offensive line is not great. You know what I'm saying? Like there's too much.
And we know what happens to Sam Darnold when that pocket starts to collapse.
Correct. Yeah.
He sees ghosts.
And K9 is obviously a beast, and they'll have a good running game. But the offensive line is, like you said, it's just not good enough. And Sam Darnold has showed you that he kind of needs the perfect circumstances, in order to be good.
Keep him clean, he can hurt you.
Yeah.
You get him under duress, then he'll start throwing the ball all over the field.
Correct. So, we'll see though. I'm intrigued by the NFC West.
I'm about to say, I think the West is probably the most intriguing division in the NFC.
I agree.
Where a lot of the other ones are kind of top heavy.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. Moving on to the AFC.